Gizmo, why the TV so loud? Oh, I didn't give me nothing to drink. I ain't gonna be on here long. Oh, I got on some pants. I can get up if I want to. We gotta get us some we gotta get us some music, Gizmo. Gizmo, we gotta get us some theme music. What was that? Who is here? Let's see. Who is here? Angel 222. April Moore. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Do I have any? I don't think so. God dog. Who else is here? Cupcake 701. The real Essie Songbird. Essie, 30 minutes. Okay? Um, let me get some water. I got on pants today, so y'all can't see my butt. I was like, did I kill y'all? Nothing in here to drink? No. I had to get some water, y'all. Okay. 30 minutes. I hope this don't leak. 30 minutes, Essie. I don't want to be on here that long. Okay, so this is the book. It is called Powers of the Psalms. 370 375 ways to use Psalms for love, power, revenge, success, blessings, prosperity, protection, purpose, rituals, and prayers. So, all 150 Psalms that are the Psalms from the Bible are in this book, and it tells you which Psalm to use for what occasion. Oh, it's got the Serenity Prayer on the back, too. For all of you people that are familiar with AA, that is the prayer that they normally use for, I mean, that they recite at AA. God grant me the courage to change the things I can change, the serenity to accept those I cannot, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, this book, if you are, so a lot of people say that, the Bible is basically a book of shadows. You know, it is used by a lot of people as a book of shadows. You take things from the Bible and you incorporate those things into your magic. A lot of people that practice hoodoo are Christians. That's why, I kind of label myself as like a Christian witch because, my background is Christianity. Sure is. That's what I come from. Christian, Baptist. That's my background before I got into other things. I was on Facebook and I don't know if you guys know Chris Crocker, I think is his last name, but he is the guy that got famous, went viral for crying and saying, "Leave Britney alone." That guy. So he is making a transition on Facebook. On Facebook. Now, his subscribers were okay with him as long as he was a comedian and, wearing wigs and lipstick and, doing little skits and stuff. But when you become a witch, no, you didn't flip the script. And so I was reading his comments today because I guess he called himself getting a couple of people together because, people have been bothering him. So he called himself getting some people together in the comments, and it was just all of these Christians, you know, coming for him. Oh, but he was funny before he pulled out them tarot cards. But that's how Christians do you, though. They feel like, I guess you become a totally different person when you flip the script or you bring out a tarot card. You automatically going to hell. When it's people out here using the whole entire Bible. This woman, is it a woman? Yeah, Anna Reva took the entire book of Psalms, went through the all of them, and showed you how to do your magic with the Psalms. There are other books of the Bible that people use. The 23rd Psalms is basically a prayer of protection, a strong prayer of protection that a lot of people use. If you go into a black home sometime or older, and I'm talking about older, like your grandma, if your grandma black, not if your grandma white, but if your grandma black and you go in her house, her Bible is probably open to the 23rd Psalms. I used to keep my Bible open to the 23rd Psalms because it's for protection. Everybody know that. And if you don't, you know now. Hey, real life scenarios. April Moore said her mom had this book. Cupcake, I bet my last dollar in the bank he was already a witch. He probably already had some type of inkling toward that because you don't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm going to read tarot cards. Well, no, you do because I did. But I always had these, swirling feelings about spirituality and stuff. So I didn't just wake up and like I'm gonna read tarot cards because I always had these feelings. Cupcake 701, I realize scenarios, but hypocrit- hypocritical hypocritical Christians like him acting like a girl, but when he comes out as a warlock, he's the devil. Yeah, I don't know, child. But I don't care. Because I didn't have so many Christians come for me. I don't even trip no more at this point. I be like, yeah, whatever. Or I just say something just to make them mad. Because I don't care. So Psalms 91. Let me see. Psalms 91 is in here, of course, because it's every psalm. Oh, I guess Psalm 91 was used when um when Satan tempted Jesus. So Psalms 91 is to be used to help resist evil. So if you feel like something evil is, coming towards you, negativity or something like that, this would be a really good Psalms to read. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I would say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. And that's basically saying that God is the place for you to hide, my refuge, a place for me to go to. So when things are happening, it is in Him that I will put my trust. And a lot of people believe that, witches or people that practice hoodoo or voodoo or Santeria or whatever don't believe in God. We believe in God. Of course. I believe in somebody higher than myself. I know I didn't create myself. Somebody created this world. I don't believe in the whole Big Bang theory. That ain't my thing. I do believe in God. And I believe that the Bible was put here for us to use. So if the scriptures ain't put here for us to use, what are they put here for? They're for us to use. When you having problems, that's what the Bible for. Go to the Bible and solve them. If somebody bothering you, you go to the Bible and figure out how to get with them. You go to you may not go and ask God to kill them, but you're going to go and ask God, to protect me. If I have to, I will ask God how to slay my enemies. That is in the Bible. There's things about war, you know, different people ask God to protect them, to rain down on my enemies. That is in the Bible. Smite. Y'all know that's my favorite word. When something come up, yes, I'm going to ask God to smite you if I have to. Smite my enemies. I will go back to biblical terms on you. Come mess with me if you want to. Yes, I'm going to ask God to smite you. Smite. I will go to the biblical terms. I love that word too. That's my word. I will smite the Lord if you don't come down and smite this person while I'm asleep. I'm not going to be sitting around worried about what is going on. I'm going to sleep. God, I need you to go over there and smite them. I come through to look at it, and because sometimes I do want to see the carnage. Sometimes I don't care. God, go ahead and do what you gonna do. But sometimes, can you let me see it? Can you let me see it? If they didn't done me bad enough, God, can you let me see it? Because I know you're gonna take care of it. But I just want to see. Can I just peek at it? Can I just be a fly on the wall for a minute? I don't even have to see the whole thing. Oh yeah, when I'm having a problem with somebody, I'm definitely gonna call their name. Yes, I'm gonna call your name. I'm every information, all the information that I have about you. I'm gonna call you by name. When I pray for people, I call you by name because I want God to know who I'm talking about. I don't want him to run up on the wrong person. I may have more than one enemy, but this the one I want you to smite. John Doe, get him. Forget about Larry Canaris. I hope it ain't a Larry Canaris in the chat because I don't even know you, Larry. So don't come for me. But forget about Larry right now. Go get John. So, yes, you called them by name because you may have a whole lot of stuff swirling around in your head. Get the right one. Hi, honey, I cannot pronounce your name. The last name is Annie. You know, when we went to go see Dr. What was it? Dr. Sleep this weekend. They're I'm gonna kind of give you the premise of this movie. People in the movie had different gifts. And I want to say this. We all have gifts. But because we are so bogged down, our minds are so busy. Social media, alcohol, weed, cigarettes, pills, all of this stuff dulls our magical senses. In order for you to be able to connect to the spirit realm, you have to drop a lot of this stuff that's going on, a lot of the distractions. You notice how they always got a distraction for us. Netflix fighting, Netflix and Hulu fighting Disney. They always dropping a streaming service. Apple is always dropping a new watch, TV, streaming service, something to keep us so busy that we can't go inside and master our craft. Because we all have something. We all have a gift. God didn't just put on us on this earth for nothing. Because even the Bible says we are made in his image. Huh? So I'm made in the image of God. Then I should have some of those gifts. But because we so distracted, we can't tap into it. We too busy. We smoking, we drinking, we fighting. All of that kind of stuff takes away from our gifts. You know, this movie showed how, kids have these gifts. All of that extra energy that kids have in the little weird, quirky things that they're doing, they're trying, their gifts are so strong, they're trying to master them. But then you will see your child doing something, acting out of what you think is normal, and then you take your child to the doctor and get them put on medication, and there goes their gift suppressed. Teach your kids how to meditate. Turn that TV off. Stop letting the TV be the babysitter. Talk to your kids. We are all born with a gift, but that gift has to be nourished and controlled, not suppressed. I had a mother that always told me, you got a gift. You can talk. People will listen to you. I hope you never stop talking. Like my mother really wanted me to be a teacher, but I didn't want to be a teacher. Because I never liked kids like that. Like a whole bunch of kids. Like my kids, I love my kids and my grandkids, but your kids, nah. Because, I expect kids to act a certain way. And then when they don't act that way, you can't snatch them up. And, so no, I don't want to deal with nobody else's kids but my own. But I had a mother who was telling me early that you are gifted, you are special. All of these names and beat him. We don't have time for our kids. We don't even want to talk to our kids. And how are they supposed to, child, what is you doing? How are they supposed to nourish their gifts if the parents don't even see them as gifted? The only time we see our kids as gifted is if they get straight A's in school. But what's going on with them spiritually? Yeah, I did too. I had my gifts suppressed by a pastor. I've had pastors, tell me when I was little that, women don't preach. You should be a missionary. Even though when I was young, I wanted to preach. I knew that eventually I would be a minister. I wanted to preach. I knew that I had been called to preach at a very young age. But when I was young, there were no women, none in the pulpit. Women were not allowed to preach. They couldn't preach. They could be evangelists, but they couldn't preach. There was not a woman in the pulpit when I was growing up at the Baptist church there. And it wasn't just the Baptist church, it was the majority of churches during that time. There were no women preaching. But we're in a totally, different time now. So women have always basically been, our gifts have always been suppressed. And I think men are really jealous of, women. I really do. I'm going to believe that. That was because of jealousy. And the Bible is misogynistic. The Bible at the time that it was written was misogynistic. It was not for, this was not written for women. Yeah, women could speak, but they couldn't preach. You could teach Sunday school, but you couldn't preach. I started teaching Sunday school when I was like 10 years old. They knew I was gifted, but they wasn't going to let me preach. I didn't start preaching until I was good and grown. I believe, I just believe that we all are gifted. But some people put more into more, some people are more attuned to their gifts than others. And I'm one of those people that I've always known and felt things. As a kid, I had very, very vivid dreams. Very. After my father passed away, I was 5 years old. And he came to me. And I told my mama. And she must have believed me because we had already went and bought my little outfit to wear to the funeral and everything. What happened was at the viewing, when my mom went to the funeral home to view his body to, make sure that everything was okay, she brought me. And my mother had kept saying, well, we're going to see daddy. And I was like, oh, okay. My mother, my mom, of course, had filled in a lot of the story. She said, I was really happy because I hadn't seen him in a while, even though she had told me that he had passed away. I guess, 5 years old, I really didn't understand that. This was like my first time dealing with death. So she said, we going to see daddy. And I was like, oh, okay. And we get there and he's in a box. He's in a casket. But for me, he's in a box. And they said, I just blanked out. They said I was just standing there. I wasn't moving. I, just wasn't doing anything. And so they took me out, and, they, I guess, were like talking to me or whatever. And, my mom said I was okay. And so that night, my dad came to me, I guess to tell me that he was okay. And I told my mom about the dream. And after that, she was like, "No, I don't want you to go to the funeral. Your auntie or somebody is gonna stay here with you." And I had got my little clothes, I had got my outfit, and I was disappointed because I couldn't wear the outfit. I was like, "What? I'm not going." And she was like, "No, baby, you gotta stay home." So, um, I didn't even go to my own father's funeral because I was spiritual. And I still don't do well at funerals. A friend of mine lost her son. His funeral is Friday, and I really don't, think that I'm gonna be able to make it because it's funerals have always been really, really overwhelming for me. My mother knew when I was little that I was a very spiritual child. And her way of developing that was to really throw me into the church. And it just seemed like the older I got, the more people would come into my life with different spiritual points of view. You know, like I've always been like a cup, and people would come into my life and, just add to that. This person come in, they add a little bit. That person come in, they add a little bit. And then I'm at the point where I am now. But I am open. You know what I mean? Like I'm open to more than one way of viewing spirituality. You can't expect for these things to come to you if you're closed minded. If you're closed up, no one can fill your cup. Cause you didn't put your lid on your cup. So when you meet people, they can't give you nothing. Now I'm not saying take from everybody, but sometimes you meet people and they do have something to give you, but if you're closed off, you ain't gonna get it. You take what's good, throw the rest away. That's like when we making juice. It's all vegetables. The celery, I always cut the butt part off, the little hard part, I always cut that off. We don't use that. In juice, though, when you're making juice, you can use the leafy part of the celery, but you cut off the part that you ain't gonna use. The butts of the cucumbers, I cut that off. The stems, I cut that off. We put lemons in the juice. You cut off the rind and you use the inside. You take what's good and throw the rest away. That's how you have to live your life. Abram Moore, I think I'm dealing with a man that's into witchcraft. The thing he the things he says out of his mouth, I just look at him, he stayed talking about magic. Well, what's wrong with that? You must be attracted to it. You here. You must be attracted to it some kind of way because you here. So what he talks about must have you intrigued. So I see we got an ignorant person. SSECH. Does God have a bum? Does your mama have one? Thank you, real life scenarios. Essie said you got 8 minutes left. 3 minutes. Well, ask your son to teach you. If he's into meditation, ask him to teach you. I don't hate funerals, but I just it's just not it's just not, it's one of those things that have a tendency to bother me. As he said, I don't see that person. They it's up farther. I was reading some of the um older um as a matter of fact, let me help them out. Let me block them so they don't come back. Okay. They go. They gone now. Real life scenario say, yeah, my boyfriend is a closet witch. He is unaware of his gifts, but he isn't freaked out by my things in the home. How's he a closet witch? What is that? How are you a closet witch? He don't want other people to know, like in the closet, like that, or what? What you doing? Hmm? What you doing? Stop biting, okay? Stop biting yourself. Okay, so Essie said I got 3 minutes. I'm about to go. So if you want a really good book, maybe we'll talk about this some more tomorrow. I I'm trying to keep it really short. Yeah, we are 2 minutes over. I'm trying to keep it really short because if I talk too much, I start to bother my throat. So maybe we will pick this up again tomorrow. Maybe we'll just do a series about this. So if you have a particular thing that you want to talk about, if you have a particular question about this book that you want to talk about, leave it in the comments. I'm about to upload this. Leave it in. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I know it is kind of late in some places. It's only 8 for it's a quarter to 9 here. But I'm gonna come when I get ready. Okay? So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you, bye.